feeling tired, crampy, or sleeping poorly without knowing why, your body may be running low on magnesium. These 7 leafy greens can help you replenish this essential mineral in a more natural way. Welcome to the Fresh Fuel Guide. Magnesium is a mineral involved in hundreds of reactions in the body. From nerve function and muscle contraction to blood sugar control and a steady heartbeat. Both Harvard and NIH identified dark leafy greens as notable food sources of magnesium. In this video, you and Emma will explore 7 magnesium-rich greens that can help your meals better support energy, sleep, and whole body health. Number 1. Spinach helps replenish magnesium. Many people think of spinach as just another healthy green, but in reality, it is one of the most notable sources of magnesium among leafy vegetables. According to the NIH Office of Dietary Supplements, half a cup of boiled spinach provides about 78 milligrams of magnesium, or roughly 19% of the daily value. Harvard also lists dark leafy greens, such as spinach, among the most important sources of magnesium. That means a simple serving of spinach can make a meaningful contribution to the magnesium your body needs for nerve function, muscle activity, energy metabolism, and a steady heartbeat. What makes spinach valuable is not only the magnesium content, it also brings folate, vitamin K, and several beneficial plant compounds. So when you eat spinach, you are not just adding one mineral, you are upgrading the quality of the entire meal. One of the best ways to use it is in a lightly cooked form. Because once spinach wilts, you can eat a much larger amount than you would raw, which makes the practical magnesium intake more meaningful. That is why a bowl of sautéed spinach, steamed spinach, or spinach added to soup often delivers more nutritional value than a few raw leaves sitting on the side of a plate. That said, a realistic view still matters. Harvard notes that spinach is relatively high in oxalates. So for people who have been advised by a doctor to limit oxalates because of calcium oxalate kidney stones, intake may need more personal consideration. For most healthy people, though, spinach remains a very strong choice for boosting magnesium from food. Put simply, if you want to start this list with a familiar, easy-to-cook vegetable that's genuinely impressive for its magnesium content, spinach is hard to ignore. But the next green is even more interesting, because it is less common than spinach while offering a magnesium profile strong enough to make many people rethink which leafy vegetables deserve more space on the plate. Number 2. Swiss chard is rich in magnesium and potassium. If spinach is the most familiar name among magnesium-rich greens, then Swiss chard deserves to come right after it. Harvard lists Swiss chard alongside spinach as a notable dark leafy green source of magnesium. Magnesium is involved in more than 300 reactions in the body, including nerve function, muscle contraction and relaxation, energy metabolism, blood sugar regulation, and a steady heartbeat. In other words, this is not the kind of vegetable you eat just to look healthy. It is a leafy green with real nutritional weight. What makes Swiss chard especially useful is that it does not stand out for magnesium alone. It also contributes potassium, a mineral important for fluid balance, muscle function, and blood pressure. That means adding Swiss chard to a meal does more than boost one nutrient. It makes the whole plate more mineral dense. The leaves soften quickly when cooked, while the stems keep a light bite, so the dish feels easy to eat without becoming bland or repetitive. It is the kind of green that helps you eat better without feeling like you are forcing yourself to do so out of obligation to your health. At the same time, it helps to keep the full picture in mind. Harvard also notes that Swiss chard is relatively high in oxalates. That does not make it a bad vegetable. But for people who have been medically advised to limit oxalates because of calcium oxalate kidney stones, intake may need a more individualized approach. For most healthy adults, though, Swiss chard remains one of the strongest food-based choices for increasing magnesium through leafy greens. Put simply, if spinach is the familiar starting point, Swiss chard is a very worthwhile upgrade. And the next green is even more interesting, because it is far less famous while offering mineral value that deserves much more attention at the dinner table. Number 3. Collard greens help boost magnesium and support stronger bones. If spinach and Swiss chard are already familiar to people interested in nutrition, collard greens are often far more overlooked than they deserve. This dark leafy green still belongs in the group of vegetables that provide meaningful magnesium, along with several other important nutrients. NIH identifies leafy greens as good food sources of magnesium, and recent nutrition overviews regularly include collard greens among the vegetables that can help raise magnesium intake through daily meals. Magnesium is tied not only to nerve and muscle function, but also to bone structure and energy metabolism. So a green that is both mineral-rich and easy to work into meals deserves real attention. What makes collard greens especially valuable is that magnesium is only part of the story. This vegetable also stands out for its calcium, vitamin K fiber, and potassium, which enhance the nutritional quality of a meal rather than just adding color to the plate. Nutrient analyses show that collard greens have a dense nutritional profile, with notable levels of calcium and potassium per 100 grams, while remaining relatively low in calories. Put simply, this is the kind of green that can support bones, muscles, and metabolic health at the same time, rather than just act as a decorative side vegetable. For people who want more magnesium but also care about bone strength, blood pressure, and fullness after meals, collard greens are a strong choice. In practice, collard greens work best when lightly sautéed, steamed, simmered, or sliced for soups. Once cooked properly, the leaves soften considerably and become much easier to enjoy than in their raw form. Another useful detail is that collard greens are often considered lower in oxalates than spinach and Swiss chard. So for people rotating leafy greens for more variety, they may feel like a gentler option in the meal plan. Put simply, if Swiss chard feels like an upgrade from spinach, collard greens are the quiet, underrated green with real strength. And the next part is even more interesting, because it features a leafy vegetable many people throw away, even though that very part carries impressive mineral value. Number 4. Beet greens help add magnesium and vitamin A. Many people buy beets for the root and throw away the leaves as if they have little value. But nutritionally, beet greens deserve much more attention than they usually get. NIH identifies leafy greens as good food sources of magnesium, and USDA magnesium tables also list cooked beet greens among leafy vegetables with a meaningful magnesium value. That makes beet greens a smart option for people who want to boost their magnesium intake through food rather than relying solely on supplements. What makes beet greens especially valuable is that they offer more than magnesium alone. USDA data also show that 1 cup of cooked beet greens provides a very high amount of beta-carotene, vitamin A along with other nutrients typically found in dark leafy vegetables. Put simply, these are not leaves you eat just to avoid waste. They are a genuinely useful food for eye health, immune function, skin support, and the overall nutritional quality of a meal. When one green contributes magnesium while also bringing vitamin A and fiber to the plate, it deserves to be treated as part of the meal itself, not as an afterthought. The practical side is simple. You can lightly sauté them, add them to soup, steam them, or mix them with other greens instead of discarding them during prep. Younger leaves are usually softer and easier to eat, while larger leaves are best for cooking. Put simply, if spinach, Swiss chard, and collard greens are the familiar magnesium-rich greens, beet greens are the overlooked treasure that deserves a return to the dinner table. And the next green is even more interesting, because it has a slightly peppery bite, gets talked about far less than kale, and still deserves a real place in a magnesium-focused eating pattern. Number 5. Mustard greens help add magnesium to everyday meals. If there is one leafy green that often gets overlooked, it is mustard greens. Their slightly sharp, peppery taste is bold, but the nutrition is worth noticing. According to USDA data preserved by NIH, 1 cup of cooked mustard greens provides about 18 milligrams of magnesium. The cooked frozen form can reach around 20 milligrams per cup. Mustard greens may not be a miracle food, but they are a very practical way to add more magnesium to everyday meals. NIH nutrition references have long recognized leafy vegetables, including mustard greens, as important dietary sources of minerals. Mustard greens earn a place on this list not just for their magnesium content. They offer a stronger, more distinct presence on the plate than many softer greens. Put simply, this green feels like real food, not just a decorative side. For those wanting more magnesium and seeking a change from spinach or Swiss chard, mustard greens offer a smart way to adjust the flavor profile while maintaining nutritional goals. The most practical way to use mustard greens is to quick sauté. Steam, simmer gently, or add them to soup. Moderate heat softens the leaves and mellows their bite. Pair them with garlic, olive oil, beans, or fish to make meals easier to enjoy and more balanced. If beet greens are the leaves people throw away too quickly, mustard greens are often skipped because they do not try too hard to be friendly. That is why the next part matters. It features a far more famous green, often labeled a superfood. The question is whether it truly deserves that reputation when magnesium is taken into account. Number 6. Kale helps boost magnesium and improve meal quality. Kale is one of the names that almost always appear when people talk about nutrient-dense greens. Even though it is sometimes overhyped, kale still has a real reason to be included on this list. It is a dark, leafy green that can contribute magnesium to the diet while also providing several other valuable nutrients. That makes kale more than just a healthy-looking vegetable. It is a practical choice for people who want food to support nerve function, muscle health, and metabolism in a more natural way. What makes kale even more worthwhile is that magnesium is only part of the picture. This green also stands out for vitamin K, calcium, fiber, and beneficial plant compounds. Put simply, when you add kale to a meal, you are not only increasing the intake of one mineral, you are strengthening the nutritional quality of the whole plate. It is the kind of green that works well for people who want every serving of vegetables to offer real value rather than just fill visual space. In practical terms, kale can feel tougher than spinach or Swiss chard if it is not prepared well. That is why it works best when quick sautéed, lightly steamed, added to soup, or roasted into chips. With proper cooking, kale softens noticeably while still keeping enough structure to make the dish feel more substantial. One more thing worth remembering is that kale belongs to the cruciferous family. So the real goal is not to overdo one single green, but to use it as part of a more varied and balanced eating pattern. Put simply, kale deserves a place on this list not because of its reputation, but because it genuinely helps make meals richer in magnesium and overall nutrition. And the final part coming next will close the list with a milder, easier green that fits everyday meals even more naturally. Number 7. Bok choy adds magnesium in a milder, more practical way. To close this list with a green that truly fits everyday meals, bok choy deserves a place here. It may not be the kind of vegetable that feels dramatic, but it provides magnesium along with several other useful nutrients, such as calcium, folate, vitamin A and vitamin C that makes bok choy a practical option for people who want more magnesium from food without always going back to spinach, Swiss chard, or kale. What makes bok choy especially useful is not that it ranks as the most magnesium-dense green on paper, but that it is easy to eat, cook, and keep in regular rotation. The leaves are tender, the stalks stay lightly crisp, and the flavor is milder than that of many other leafy greens. Because of that, bok choy works beautifully in quick stir-fries, steamed dishes, soups, and tofu and fish-based meals. In other words, this is the kind of green that helps you stay consistent with nutrient-rich eating instead of forcing yourself through vegetables that look impressive but are too difficult to enjoy regularly. In nutrition, long-term results usually come less from the most powerful food in theory and more from the one you can actually keep eating. The practical side is simple. Just wash it well, slice it, and use it in a quick garlic stir-fry, a light steam, noodles, or soup to make a meal richer in minerals. When cooked just enough, bok choy keeps its gentle sweetness and pleasant crunch, which makes it a perfect way to end this list on a realistic note. Put simply, if the earlier greens were standout magnesium choices, bok choy is the reminder that eating well does not need to be complicated. It just needs to be sustainable. If you want more smart, practical ways to use food to support your health, subscribe and follow Fresh Fuel Guide for the next videos. And do not click away yet, because the ultimate health hack coming next will connect all 7 greens into one memorable rule: how to build magnesium intake from food in a way that lasts, rather than relying solely on supplements. After everything, the most important thing to remember is this: your body does not need one miracle green to get enough magnesium. It needs a smart eating pattern that consistently incorporates magnesium into your meals. Spinach, Swiss chard, collard greens, beet greens, mustard greens, kale, and bok choy all offer something valuable. Some stand out more for magnesium, while others bring along calcium, vitamin K, vitamin A, potassium, or fiber. What truly makes the difference is not forcing yourself to eat one single green all the time, but rotating different leafy vegetables so your body receives a wider range of minerals and nutrients over time. That is the kind of eating pattern that supports your nerves, muscles, bones, and metabolism in a more sustainable way. So if you want to improve your health starting today, begin with one very simple change. Add at least one magnesium-rich green to your daily meals in a way you can actually keep doing. It could be a bowl of sautéed spinach, steamed bok choy, some kale in soup, or beet greens instead of throwing them away. If you think this video is worth passing along, please share it with family, friends, or anyone who often feels tired, gets muscle cramps, or simply doesn't eat enough greens. And I would also love to know this: out of today's 7 greens, which one will you start with first? Spinach, Swiss chard, collard greens, beet greens, mustard greens, kale, or bok choy? Comment on the one you would choose below so I can see it, and I will read and respond to your questions. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Wishing you strong health and smarter eating every single day.